So God's been speaking to me lately through the story of Balaam. Balaam and Samuel. Maybe you've also been hearing from the Lord about Balaam and Samuel. Both of them were obedient prophets. Both of them are prophets. Both of them are obedient. Both of them do everything God tells them to do. Both of them say everything God tells them to say. And yet Balaam dies known as a sorcerer in rebellion. Even though he did everything the Lord told him to do, and he said everything the Lord told him to say, yet he was in rebellion. How is this possible? Likewise, Samuel did everything the Lord told him to do, said everything the Lord told him to say, and Samuel died an honored, well-known prophet of the Lord that is still a household name today, 2,000 years later. He died in partnership with the Lord, and how is this possible, right? I'm reading the story of Balaam, and at first I'm like, Lord, well, I don't understand. Like, he's doing everything you told him to do. What is his error? Because we know Jude talks about they rush into Balaam's error and Korah's rebellion, right? Well, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the story of Balaam beating his donkey and God speaking to him through his donkey, right? And I'm reading and I'm noticing a lot of parallels, a lot of similarities between him and Samuel. And, God speaks through Balaam's own mouth to Balak, right? Different guy, Balak, who is trying to get Balaam to curse the Israelites. And God's like, no, I'm going to bless them through you. So through Balaam's own mouth, God blesses them, and God says, I am not a man that I should lie. The Lord does not change his mind. I do not change my mind, because Balaam and Balak kept trying to get God to change his mind. God kept blessing the Israelites through Balaam, and Balaam was obedient, and he did it, but yet he tried to persist in getting God to change his mind. And God told Balaam through his own mouth, I don't change my mind. I don't lie. And yet, Balaam's heart didn't seem to receive the message. Yet later, fast forward, we're looking at Saul and Samuel. Saul is at Samuel's feet begging him, please bless me in the Lord, pray for me, because Saul's just been cut off. And Samuel looks Saul straight in the eye and says, I will not. The Lord does not change his mind. He is not a God that he should lie. Yet when Balaam had to do this, his energy was more like, man, I can't, bro. Like, I wish I could, but I can't. God will strike me down. So Balaam is obedient and yet disobedient, and dies in that disobedience, known as a sorcerer. And what is the difference between him and Samuel is his heart. The heart. Balaam feared the Lord, and so he was obedient, but in his heart he was greedy. He wanted to entertain witchcraft. He wanted to entertain rebellion. He wanted to entertain the idea of cursing the Israelites if God would change his mind, so that Balaam could get, as it's quoted in scripture, a handsome payment or handsome reward. And Samuel just wasn't about that. Samuel was yoked to the Father. Samuel was in agreement with the Father. Samuel was about his Father's business. And he straight up told Saul, I will not. He didn't play with it. He didn't entertain witchcraft. He didn't entertain disobedience. And I'm sitting here because, the Lord keeps calling me out of the 9-to-5s, and he's preparing me for ministry. And the Lord has prophesied through me before. I don't know if that's who I am, but I know that he's getting me ready. Balaam struggled with double-mindedness and fear of man. On the outside, it looked like he was serving the Lord, but he wasn't. On the inside, he was serving both God and mammon. What do you do when that's you and you hate it? You hate that that's you. What do you do when that's you And you are just begging and pleading God to take that away, to fix that, to purify you, to yoke you. Like, you want to be about the Father's business. But somehow your soul has just been through so much trauma and witchcraft and rebellion in the past that your soul still wrestles with being more like Balaam. So many people will say, oh, that's not me. That can never be me. I'm about the Father's business. But the truth and the fact of the matter is that we've got so many people out here in the streets that appear to be about the Father's business. They appear to be serving the Lord, and yet their hearts are far from Him. Because how is it that somebody who's walking in obedience dies for disobedience? The heart. The difference is the heart. The difference is the soul. The state of the soul. I want to be like Samuel. I want to be like Samuel. Lord, make me like Samuel. God brings everybody out of Egypt. But how long does it take Him to get Egypt out of us? I've been walking with the Lord for 3 years, and I would really, really like to know if you are walking with the Lord and you have overcome all of this and you're more like Samuel for real. You're not just saying that like you really are. How long did it take? I really want to know. Pray for me.